There it is. I love that every one of my YouTube live starts with me opening the chat. Hello YouTube live, welcome. We started with Twitch people a little bit earlier to have a little chit chat. We always do a little bit of a chit chat. But then when I'm done, we go YouTube, and we are going live right now. How's it going, people? I hope you guys are excited about Shadows of TUONELA, because I am. Seekens! Ame, please do an interface in PT to write on panel and leave message. Seekens, I will put that in the suggestions, my friend. How's it going, Seekens? Good to see you. Alright. So, what did we do yesterday? And what are we gonna do today? Do today? So basically, let's just write it down. I like to write things down. It just makes everything makes that much more sense. And this way you can understand what I'm doing, and this way you're gonna see when I have flaws in my logic. Esimerkiksi Koivu tai sit laitat vaan vaihtoehdot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ne löytää helpoiten, kun kirjoittaa Discordiin 2.1, niin toista tulee 2.2. Niin siellä tulee noin. Ihan mitä haluat. Alright. So, what are we doing? So basically we're talking about equipment. And this is one of those things that gamers take for granted. We have seen equipment in games for as long as games have basically existed. And it's not that simple. Equipment, it has a lot of components into it. So first of all, there are the visuals. So we're talking about, we have two kinds of entitled gamers. Gamers are probably the most entitled group of people there are. They are like no other customers are so entitled than gamers, because we've been accustomed to a lot of free stuff that takes a lot of work and sweat. Okay, so visuals, basically. So we're talking about basically stuff on your character. Like we're talking about what you can see on your character. Yeah. This is one. Then there is the UI, basically, which is like inventory / equipment stuff. So this is another place where you have visual feedback of that you have some equipment on. And we have basically figured out how to do this, but we haven't implemented the logic yet. So this is something we need to do today. And then basically the UI, this is something we did yesterday, and it's working pretty well. So we are like fairly far away already. We're pretty good in the progress. We're pretty good in the process. Okay, so there's visuals, but then there's also a logic. It's the logic, and this is basically fundamentally about, like, this is video game development. You have the visuals, and then you have the logic. I would argue that it's roughly 50-50. So games are 50% visuals and 50% logic. Some people might give you a different proportion, but I'm gonna say it's 50-50. There's not, you can do a game without the other, but it's not gonna be very good. Like you can do game with very little visuals and have a lot of logic, and I think it's gonna work. Or you're gonna have a game with very little logic but great visuals, and it could work as well. You have some story games like Journey or you know, these walking simulators like for example Gone Home, one of my favorite games of all time. Then you have What Happened to Ethan Carter and shit like that. Hey, Seekens!
IT would be great to have this ready before T20
I love the Finnish accent.
EH4 community event, pienempi kuin 3 jo truly our Superman to make it happen.
CK, it would be great to have this ready before 25th for community event. You're truly our Superman to make it happen. Thank you, CKs. I really respect that. Thank you. And hey, happy holidays, happy Christmas. I don't know if you celebrate Christmas, but if you do, have a great one, all right? Have a great one. Thanks for the biddies. Thanks for the biddies, my friend. Good to see you in here. Antidote! And if you have a bug, then the logic is ill. Yeah. Most of the time, it's a logic problem if you have bugs in the game. Not necessarily, because it's not... This is one of those things that the visuals and the logic, they aren't independent features. They are basically... They are intertwined. So one really good example is when we were rigging the character. We need to control the art, basically. So when you have character moving, you have animations and you wanna move the character and the animations like flow correctly. That's where you need the logic. So they are intertwined. There's not really like one without the other. Have a big great one too. Thank you, Seekens. And thanks for the biddies. Did I do the poll right? Let's see. Overwatch-pelurit paras vanhalla kun OV-katsojapelillä. Vaihan nimi. Nyt on joulupelit. Sitten pikkusen jos saisit jaotettua tätä. Eli tyyli silleen, niin kuin, että sulla on tässä niin kuin headeri silleen, niin kuin, että hoks. Sitten on tässä se info. Ja sitten lopuksi on niin kuin ne äänestysvaihtoehdot. Pikkusen niin välejä. Tyhjiä välejä. Muuten hyvä. Parempi.
This thing is still bugging. It's been like this for 2 years now. Lul subbed.
Vakatsa! It doesn't matter if it's bugging. Twitch still thinks you subbed, and we're getting a hype train if somebody does something. Thank you, Vaka. 61 months. That's nuts. So yeah, for my old Overwatch community, my old beards, we're gonna do Christmas games, and yeah, this is fine, and I'm gonna vote each one of them. And I'm gonna do we're just gonna try to hype it up. Yeah, that was good, Koivu. Good job. All right. So this is the thing about game development. There's visuals and there's logic, and basically we have a little bit of logic that needs to be done. So this is implemented. So when you're in the UI, when you try to equip things and unequip, it works. But the thing that doesn't happen yet is that on the character, when we're actually changing the armor or the weapons, it doesn't work. So this is something we're gonna do today. And there's actually a couple things that needs to be sorted out today. And we're gonna get started on this. And hey, good morning once again, Brogox, nice to see you. Vaka here as always. Vaka, I wanna see your watch time. I wanna see Koivu's watch time as well. I don't know if it works anymore, if Twitch or if Twitch supports it or if Stream Elements tracks it. But I wanna see the watch time. Brogox, please teach me after you've learned. Please teach me. You're gonna be my god. I'm gonna pay you. I can pay you a little bit. Please teach me. It's exclamation mark watch time. I don't know if it works. I don't know if they still do it. 1 month, 13 days. So what is 1 month in hours? 30. So you have 43 days. 1,000 hours. I think that seems low. I think that seems low. What about Koivu, are you there? Yeah, I think that seems low. That's 1,000 hours. That's a lot of hours. Don't get me wrong. That is a lot of hours, but I think you might have more. I think you probably have more because you've been here for so long. You've been here for so long. But hey, how's Vaka doing? Let's get this party on the road. Yesterday we had great progress. I actually kind of surprised myself that we got the equipment working. You can do that. You can do that. I didn't know. I didn't know you can watch check others. Koivu spent 1 month 10 days. Huh. So that would be roughly similar. Roughly similar time. Kiitar, what about you? Because if you have 0 hours, then we know that it doesn't track it anymore. 7 days? That seems right. That seems pretty right, don't you think? That seems correct. So 7 times 24. That's a lot of hours. Yeah, I think that checks out. All right. So basically, what we did yesterday. Let's start with that. What did we do yesterday? So yesterday we managed to create this fairly ugly row of equipment that basically right now we don't have anything equipped, and basically I just realized this is in wrong place. You can't really put it down because of that. So let's fix that right away. So our this is our canvas, and if we enable the inventory parent, so if we put this on, we can see. How can we not see? What? Oh, it wasn't there. Okay, it was actually it wasn't that canvas. There's 2 canvases. Okay, so as you can see, it's blocking the inventory button, which is there. It's underneath. It is underneath, and we can fix this fairly easily by just moving this bad boy down. So I think this could be like minus 350, and that's probably pretty good. It's probably pretty good. Maybe the inventory button could be a little bit further in. Let's do like 35 and 35. Move it a little bit closer. And then this guy is gonna be minus 35 as well. And this difference should be roughly like 35. This is 125 plus 35, so it's gonna be 160 pixels. So if we want to add 35 to that, it's gonna be 195. Minus 195, but that doesn't really seem right. Yeah, that's because it's taking this position from there. Yeah, so it's actually very hard to like say what the real value should be. Well, that's pretty close. 350. Nice even number. Yeah, I think that works. It might be a little bit bigger than there, but I think that's gonna work. Let's change this back to 0. And yeah. All right. So let's recap what we did yesterday. I finished my 4th game demo. Need to start on my 5th, making next a Mega Man-like game. 2D logic made me too happy. Mega Man? Freaking phone autocorrect. Megan movie? What? I don't want to know what that is. Sounds bad. Sounds bad. Sounds ominous. Hey, when can we see what the demos are about? I would like to see. Okay, so spawning 10 items. And now we have 10 items. Let's spawn 10 more because we didn't get armor. I think we're gonna we could make new helper methods to basically help with to do like a one type of thing. So 10 random weapons, 10 random armor. All right, so basically if I press armor, it should go into the armor slot. Boom, there it is. And as you can notice, we've made the logic so that it disappears from inventory. And if I press it here, it should go back. There it is. But there's also you can already see a bug. It didn't reset this equipment slot. So that's a bug. So let's write down the bugs. Let's write down the bugs. So bugs. Unequipping doesn't reset equipment slot. That's one. Bathrobe legendary, yeah. Hey Yerps, good to see you, Yerps. How's it going? Okay, so that's one bug. Then if we put it back, then it's there. Oh, what is that? What is that? Whoa! That's pretty cool. Whoa, dude. That's trippy. Yeah, that's a feature. Yeah, we're gonna leave that in. Alright, so unequipping nothing. So I think this is related to this one. Unequipping nothing creates a huge empty something. A huge empty logo or something. Alright, so that's funny. Let's see if we can equip a weapon. Alright, so now we have weapon equipped. And if we switch it to Dragon Sword, that works correctly. So the Dragon Sword... Wait a minute, is that correct? So we have Black Sword now. And if I equip Dragon Sword, let's say from this slot... Dragon went there, but I have a feeling that doesn't work right. So now I have 3 black swords in the inventory and 1 in equipment. If I press Dragon Sword, I should only have 1 Dragon Sword and 4 black swords. But as it turns out, it gives you the wrong item. Equipping while something is equipped returns wrong weapon. Returns wrong equipment. Alright. So we already have a few drastic logic bugs. So that's obviously not what we want. Alright, so let's start with fixing those, and once we fix those, then we can move on to actually changing the look of the character. And I think we're gonna do one other weapon, so we can test it out, so that we're changing the weapon from the character as well. But we didn't get it in all refs, so that's pretty good. Think about the positives, guys. So Waka says that horror movie, artificial intelligence, a lifelike doll that's programmed to be a child's greatest companion and parent's greatest ally. Nice. That's cool. I wanna see like gameplay. What have you managed to pull off? Good. The first day of Christmas holiday, I slept like a log. Oh, I'm jelly, Yerps. I'm jelly. I am jelly. All right, so I think we should start off with this because it feels like it was a joke. Okay. I sorry, I missed the joke. So unequipping doesn't reset the slot. So what's going on there? What's going on there? Let's start with that. Let's hide the chat. I don't think we're gonna need it here. All right. So, what is up? So basically, let's go over the logic. What happens? So basically, we have the equipment slot. And it all starts from here. So basically we press the equipment. And if there is an item, then we're going to be resetting it. So we go to here. And we're sending this to the server. Server is like, all right, so is the player not in combat? And then we check out the item in that equipped index. So we check the equipped items list and we check the index that we have provided. So that could be an error. So is that correctly set? Let's take a look. So basically this should be 0 0 1 2 3. Okay, so it seems like that is correct. No errors there. And then we basically changed the equipped item index that we're trying to unequip. We changed it to -1 to represent nothing, basically. And then we send this other method the item ID. Yeah, so the item should be whatever it is. Alright, so basically we're going into here. If we're not server, we're gonna return. Then we check if inventory list count. Yeah, okay, so we're checking out if inventory is full. And this shouldn't trigger there, by the way. So we're going here. So we're just adding the item ID into the list. Okay. All right. So there's nothing really there, is there? I think that like the basic logic of this works. It's just the fact that it seems like it's not resetting it properly. And we need to take a look at. So basically we're setting it to -1. So does this trigger this callback? So let's do unequipped list changed is called. Let's see if this is being triggered. And basically we should go over here, and then if this is called, we're gonna go with the list. We're gonna go into the list, and then we're gonna do this, and basically we have -1 on the weapon slot. So then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna see, okay, it's -1. Then we go in here and we set it to default, and the default icon is set to that. I wonder, is this set up correctly? How we actually changed that? So in the weapon, default icon is sword icon. Yeah. Here it's robe icon, necklace icon, and ring icon. So I think those are correct. I think those are correct. So we're going here, we're setting the item into null. Can this be a problem? So if I press it, but we're doing the remove listeners. Okay, so this could be a problem. I think we need to I think we need to remove the listeners here, because I think there could be a case where we're just calling this and we're never calling the remove listener. So we're gonna have multiple listeners and then it's gonna fuck things up. I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening. I think the logic might be even right, but I'm not sure. Let's have a look. I didn't find anything, at least. Next time was Mega Man, like 2D action game, trying to make a game with 4 maps, but after that I started doing my Stardew Harvest Value, Harvest Moon mixed with action combat and Octopath Travel visuals. Oh my god, that sounds like a lot of work. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? that sounds like a whole lot of work. Like farming mechanics, for example, and that stuff like that are fucking hard to make. It's not, brother. It's not. It's a lot of work. I know, because I've developed a game like that. All right, so let's go inventory and let's see, console. So if we're equipping black sword, we have black sword enabled. Then we unequip. It's working. If we're equipping dragon sword, if we're unequipping, everything seems to be working. If we equip a black sword, then we equip dragon sword, and there's a problem. That's a problem. Now we made a black sword vanish. We made a black sword vanish. So that's not what you want. Hey, guten Morgen, how's it going? Nice to see you. All right, so there's a problem there. Now, why is that? Why is that? I think the problem is that we're not really looking at if what is the item in the index. So basically, in the inventory manager, not in the inventory manager, in the player state. So I think over here when we go into okay, let's start from the beginning again, because I just lost the track. So we're unequipping. So here, so there's something going on here. So we're trying to switch. We're trying to switch the two equipments, and we're clicking an index of something. All right, and we're unequipping. So this is actually, we're unequipping. Wait. What? Oh yeah, this happens on inventory slot and not this. So it happens here when we press this. We use item. Okay, so this is actually where we are. All right. We're getting there. How's it going, Isasechi? Vaka, I'm gonna read your. We can talk about it in just a second. So basically, we are setting the. Okay, we are sending the index of the item. All right. Then this is the item that is in the index, and then if it's equipment, we go into, for example, weapon. If there is an item in the slot, we put equipable item ID. All right, yeah, so this is the issue. This is the issue. So we're doing the same item is handled here on the like both places. So we need to add the so we need to be adding the inventory, the equipable item. Yeah. But in the equipped items, we are going to be putting the item.id. I think this is what is wrong. Yeah, because we're adding the item in the inventory into equipped and an equipable into the inventory. Yeah, I think this is correct. Okay, so let's copy paste this into these. And let's see if it works. If the logic is there. We have -20 in Finland. Are you proud of us? Too cold? What the fuck is that? What is that? Clear. Good, how about you? Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Pretty good. Line from left circle. I'll fucking do it again. Thinking the solution is in the room. Okay. So let's start this once again. Spawning shit. Spawning shit. We have no armor. So let's do one more. Now we have one piece of armor. Let's eat a couple of that and let's try to get one. Let's try to get one. All right, now we got 2 ropes. Okay, so this should basically work. So let's try it out. So I'm equipping Dragon Sword. It goes into Dragon Sword. We got 1 slot empty. Very good. Then I equip Black Sword. It should delete a Black Sword from the inventory and add a Dragon Sword. I don't think it did that, did it? So Dragon Sword. No. No, there's still something happening. So wait, I have 3, 6, 7 black swords. If I equip this, now I still have 7 black swords. What the fuck is going on? All right, let's actually take a look at what's happening here. So we're gonna go into here and let's try to debug this shit. Let's debug this shit. All right, so I'm equipping Dragon Sword. Boom. And this should be basically Dragon Sword. Yeah. Then... Ei, alipat suippa, mitä kuuluu? Spaku. Sotkamon mies. And then this should be... Alright, so we just cast it into equipable. Oh, I think I see what's happening. No, it's not that yet. Okay, so let's move on. So we're removing the item at the index. All right. Then we're going into weapons. 14 tuntia, ai saakeli, maistuis. Onko nyt niinku semmonen niinku vastasyntynyt keltanokka fiilis? Alright, so then we're gonna go into adding the item into inventory with the ID of the equipable item. Let's see what's happening inside. So we're going in with the Dragon Sword. Yeah, so there's the problem. Yeah. Okay, now I think I see it now. I think I see it. Okay, so we are not supposed to put the equipable in here. Yeah, we're kind of fucking it up. We're making it confusing because here we're talking about basically an inventory item. Yeah, here we're talking about inventory item. And then I think we can rename this into inventory item. Item in inventory or something like that. And then basically we cast it into this is supposed to be like inventory item casted. Something like that. So this is gonna be the casted inventory item. And here when we do renaming, we realize we are adding the inventory item into inventory. Like, can you see? This is why it's important to keep track of your variable names. Like, if you are not keeping track of your naming, you're gonna get fucked because your naming fucks you in the... Sorry about the vulgar language. So we never check what the item in the equipable is. So this means we have item in the slot, but we never did anything with it. So here we gotta take a look at what the item is. So basically we can just take the ID. So int equipped item ID equals equipped items, and we're gonna check this value. Exactly, brain fog. And we're gonna put this bad boy in here. That's it. That's pretty much it. That's it. That should basically fix it. And we just need to do this to the others as well. We're just gonna do this. And this is gonna go in here. And do it here as well. And then we're gonna do this over here. And lastly, we're gonna do it over here. This should fix the problem. This should fix the problem. Nice. Aika hidas olla vähän kuin darra. Yli 30 kun täyttää, niin huomaa sen, että jos nukkuu liian pitkään, niin sekään ei ole hyvä. Se on kyllä niitä elämän suuria kysymyksiä. Alright, let's see if our logic checks out. So let's spawn some stuff. Alright, that's perfect. That's perfect. Now, does it work? If I equip Dragon Sword, we have Dragon Sword equipped and it disappeared from the inventory. Then if I equip Black Sword, it disappears and we have Dragon Sword. Very good. Very good. Then if I just try to unequip it, we get Black Sword back. Dragon Sword, Black Sword, Dragon Sword, Black Sword, Dragon Sword, Black Sword, Dragon Sword. Oh yes, very good, very good. Then if we put Black Robe is back. The icon didn't reset, so that problem still persists. Let's check out the debug. So are we if I press this? Yeah, so it actually prints an error item. It prints an error item. So if I equip this and then I press this, it does get called. Huh. Sleeping too much after 30, what is that? Sounds like some legendary unicorn thing. Yeah, very true. Alright, so that's one problem we gotta figure out. So for some reason, it is getting called but it doesn't know what's going on. So let's actually take a look at what's happening in player state. So our equipped items is 0, -1, -1, -1, -1. So we have... This is correct. So it's just a visual bug. So this is actually correct. So we have item ID 0 on the first equipment slot. And then we have nothing on the 3 others. But for some reason this button still exists. This button still exists. Let's actually take a look at what's going on. So, so basically we can figure it out by following the logic. On equipped list changed. So basically we go over here. Now let's go have a look at what's going on here. Hey, Laretsky, we are bug fixing. How's it going at your place? So what's coming over here? So we have a list. So that's new list. What about this list? We have 4 integers. Can you let me know what those numbers are? Items. Okay, 0, -1, -1, -1. So that's all correct. Red Squirrel Games. Was it Tim? I think I heard it yesterday that you said your name is Tim. So I'm just making sure. How's it going? Good morning. Good morning, and welcome. Correct. Yes. Can you imagine my squirrel brain actually? No, I was trying. Okay, no, this is funny. I was trying to think of like a random animal, and then I was like squirrel, but that probably came from you, didn't it? So my like a goldfish brain was like, hey, we freaking remember something. His real name is Amy. No. So okay, so Red Squirrel Games team, if you want if you want to make me happy next time I raid you, call me Ame. Yeah, it's Ame. And it's one of those things when I raid someone, a lot of people are like, "Hey, what do you want me to call you?" And I'm like, I normally I don't say anything because I don't like to go through the hassle. Like, how do you say Ame? I try to like write it down like Ame or something like that. And I don't know, it brings too much attention to me, and I don't like to do it. Got it. Internalized. I've been floundering every time trying to figure out what to call you. It's Amy. Always has strange way to pronounce it. Yeah. Vaka is our own little troll. A little troll. All right, so we are coding here. How's it going, Tim? Have you progressed on your game? If I saw correct, you had a crazy long stream yesterday. I think when I checked with you, or I checked Twitch, like pretty late in the evening, you were still live, and I think it was like 8 hours in. So you are absolutely killing it. So good job. Good job. I think I can do like 4 to 5 hours, and then my brain is just mush. It is mashed potatoes. Okay, so we have equip list. Is this correct now? Yeah, so we have 3 item errors. That is correct. Now, the thing about these item errors is that they should never be printed. They should never be like actually implemented. So what the hell is going on? So let's skip this. Go inside here. Yeah, I hate when that happens. All right, so we're going into armor slot, and this should be item error, yeah. And basically we're checking if the equipable item ID is bigger than 0, and it should be false. There's nothing here. Okay. I'm just dumb. I'm just dumb, a big old dummy dumb. So it turns out I haven't copy pasted this else statement to these other ones. So yeah, that's it. That's it. There it is. Oh my lord. Like, this is one of those things, guys. It's one of those things. Like I actually had the logic in place, but I didn't care to put it to the other equip types. By the way, Yeah, that's a classic. So Tim, you're I think you were from were you from UK? I think you were from UK. Sorry if I got this wrong, but basically I came up with the word that I think makes perfect sense, and I think it should be Scotland. Oh yeah, the best country in the UK. All right, so basically, I think equipable should be a word, don't you think? Yeah. So basically, I invented this word, and I think I even have like a class called equipable. And I was like, this is a word, right? This is a word, right? And then I was Googling, like, my IDE editor is saying, like, this is typo. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's a perfectly valid word. Equipable. Don't you know equipable? And then I'm like Googling, like, equipable. And people are like, yeah, you can kind of understand it. And it's you can use it, but it's not really a word. It's not really a word. And then I'm like, shit. So I've just, I'm inventing my own words. I hope I don't offend you. I don't offend you guys. What do you think about equipable? So that's my 2 cents about naming conventions. Okay, so I think that's gonna work. I think that's basically gonna work. Let's try that. Equipable, while not really a word, it seems to be accepted by the gaming community as a term for this that can be equipped. Is there a more appropriate word which is real, singular, and essentially means the same? Team says that equipable is fine. It's one of those words that's actually used quite a lot, specifically in games, so it'll be in dictionaries. Hey! Gamers winning one more round. Let's go. Equipable is serviceable. Language is changed. Yeah. Well, we've been like us, kids from 80s and 90s, we have been inventing more words than all the other, like, 20th century, basically, like, what is the word? 20th century, what is it? I need to bring up a dictionary. Generations, yeah. We've been inventing more words than all the other generations before us in the 20th century. Yeah. Cosplay just made it in the dictionary this year, so I'm sure it'll be there soon. Equipable is better than that thing that can be equipped. Yeah. It just makes perfect sense. Yeah. Something that can be equipped. Something that can't be equipped. I can see why that is a gamer word, because I don't know if that... When does that come into life in, like, real world? You're like I can imagine myself going into some store in Glasgow or something, and I'm like going to buy some new ugly holiday sweater, and then the shopkeeper comes and is like, hey, how can I help you? And then I'm like, is that sweater equipable? They're just gonna laugh at me. They're just gonna laugh at me and just kick me out. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I can picture it. I want to do that. I want to stream when that happens. Wearable is yeah, it's a real word, and I think wearable is used for like accessories like a watch or when you have like smart devices that are wearable. So you have like some accessories, so they are wearables. I think. I don't think it's. I could be wrong, but I don't think people use it as is this wearable? And then you ask like, can you wear it? Well, maybe you do. I don't know. Wearable tech, yeah. But I'm so glad we have an actual like a native English speaker here, so they can tell you how it is, because I can only talk out of my ass. That is the only thing I can do. All right, so let's start. I think I fixed the bug. Let's see if I fixed the bug. So we're spawning a couple two tens of random items. I'm just gonna eat a couple of shrimps. That's fine. And let's put it on full screen so you can see what's up. All right. So I have my beautiful equipment slots here. They are empty. They cannot be pressed, so everything's good. Now, if I press the dragon sword, it should go into the boom. There it is. It's in the equipment slot, and it got removed from the inventory. If I press black sword, it should go boom there, and we get a dragon sword back. If we press this and that and this and that and this and that, everything works. Perfect. Now, if I press this sword in the equipment, it should just return it. Boom. Yes! And this cannot be pressed. Very good. No null refs there. And let's try it with the rope. So we're gonna need another rope. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Do you guys know the reference? I'm gonna give you plus 500 armor points if you know the reference. Did we get a rope now? Let's actually put it in focused. Hey! Tim. You are my new favorite. Yeah, honestly, Jaws is one of the best movies. I watched it for the first time not that long ago. Absolutely fell in love with it. Man, I can't believe that movie was released in like 1970. It's absolutely bonkers. It's so good. So if we equip a rope, it goes in here. And if I unequip it, I get it back. The icon resets. It cannot be pressed. Very good. If I press this, if I press that, it should just basically change the two ropes. And nothing really happens in visuals. Yes. That's awesome. Everything's working. Now we can move on. Let's just remove one of the debug logs. We don't need that. So inside player state, we have this. Take it off. And I think I'm gonna ask AI to clean up my this monstrosity. This is a monstrosity, so I'm gonna ask this to be cleaned up. AI assistant, can you clean up this method for me? Thank you. It's quite repetitive. And please make sure that it's still readable and not too techy. Yeah, that's very good. Very good English. Very good English. Wearing something and equipping something are very different terms. Listenable is English, so equipable should be too. Okay, what is he doing? What is it doing? What? Okay, so he made a dictionary out of the magic numbers. I don't know. Equipped. I think we have equipped type. Don't we have equipped type? Yeah, we have equipped type. Well, maybe that's not a problem. All right. So what does he say? Basically, use item. Then we're gonna do the same thing. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're basically checking the item in inventory. Yeah, that's fine. Then we have a switched statement about the item type. And then we're doing that. What the same thing we did. And then for a case of equipment, what item inventory item casted equals equipable item in inventory. Okay, so that's the same. Then inventory list remove at index. Okay, that's the same. Handle equip item, equip type mapping, inventory item casted dot equip type, and then we have handle equip item. So I think we had something like that. Okay, we had equip item check. All right. Is that better? I suppose so. This is one of those things like, so AI basically made 2 methods and a dictionary out of the stuff that I had. And sometimes like every time when you're working with coding, there is the matter of it's basically like how would you say it? It's like what are the correct words I'm looking for? So basically, you can make things more compact. You can make them smaller, compact, smaller, and sometimes this is more efficient, but not always. Sometimes, so I'm gonna put like sometimes. So basically, AI likes to make things compact, smaller, and like if you have like a huge method, it's gonna make it into smaller bits, smaller, smaller methods basically. And sometimes you lose readability. This is something I struggle with because I think readability is underrated. I think readability is actually very important. And sometimes if you make things compact, make it smaller, maybe make it efficient. I'm not sure if it is. In some cases, sure, it's going to be efficient. But in some cases, I think it just makes it smaller. But that smaller makes it less readable. Do you guys agree? And this is one of those things that as a Blueprint user, this logic does not compute. Yeah. So I'm looking at the code and I'm like, okay, so is this more readable? Maybe. But I think this is a monstrosity of a method. So we're talking about 81. Is it 81 rows? So that's quite a monstrosity. Okay, so let's actually try this out. Does this work? Does this work? If I just copy paste this into this slot. Ice Edge agrees so much. Yeah, especially when you're not a like a super experienced one, super experienced programmer. All right, let's see if it works. Splitting rows into functions is basically like commenting what you're doing. Splitting rows into functions basically like commenting what you're doing, and it will seem still compiled to pretty much the same. Yeah. Where is all the spaghetti between your commands? You make sin! All hail the spaghetti monster! Alright, so, yeah. Let's print out some random items. We have 1 piece of armor, so let's do another one. Okay, now we have 2 pieces of armor, so that's good stuff. 2 pieces of armor. Alright, so I'm equipping dragon sword, equipping black sword. Alright, so that's working. Yeah. Seems to be working. What about armor? Alright, so AI succeeded. I would say that the AI succeeded. There's nothing really wrong here. And that's good stuff. It's good stuff. Alright. We're going to go with this. We're gonna go with this. So basically this is all that it did, is that it basically connected these magic numbers into these equip types, which is fine. This is completely fine. I don't mind. All right, let's push this. First iteration of equipment logic is in place and seems to be working. Let's go. But I tend to do methods and functions mainly just for clean reuse, not for clarity. Yeah, I think it's a common practice that smaller methods that do only one thing is it's the meta, it's the way you should do it. It's not necessarily how your brain works. Like I like to think, like my brain thinks in a little bit bigger way. So it's really hard for me sometimes to see, like, for example, if we're doing some simple calculations. For example, like we have a calculator, and then we have let's say we have numbers here, and then we have the subtraction and extraction and whatever. The most like clean code, like the most like correct code would be that you just have like very simple subtract, and then you have like you have some methods, and then they just do that. So they basically take in something, and they just put the x plus y and print it out or something that make it even this. Like now I'm doing it again. So basically the point would be that you actually have a print somewhere else. So you would be doing the plus here, and then you would basically send this to some print method, and you would import this basically the x plus y in the print method, and the print is like handling some text or whatever. Text goes it goes basically like the int, then like this. So the point I'm trying to make is that my brain likes to think it more in this more bigger sense, that if you have a sum method, it's going to do the summing, and then it might be doing the printing, and it might do something else. It might even reset the calculator or something. And if you're thinking about in these smallest methods possible, so that one method does only one thing, you would do it so that the sum method only does the calculation, and then some other method does the printing. And if you want to reset it, it would be another method. Like, you know, we're literally talking about this like one line methods. And I think it's tedious. And yeah, that's my brain doesn't let me do that. Alright, Vatsky! Good morning, how's it going? What? Really? What? Oh, that sucks. That fucking sucks. He was only 70. I think I like saw him. Satana porkkana keittä, exactly. Yeah, he was a comedian slash actor. Really loved one. He had a long career and had some iconic stuff. I'm actually one of, like, I don't like a lot of the older comedians or actors. I think their style was silly and outdated, but I think Heikki Silvenoinen was really good. Heikki Silvenoinen has one of the best sketches of all time, and I actually have the shirt. My girlfriend bought me a shirt that has the meme on it, and I'm actually gonna go get it because to pay a little bit of a respect. All right, so this is probably the best sketch of all time in Finland, in Finnish comedy. This is just pure perfection. Let's see if it has translation. I would like it to have English translation, but I don't know if it... Hey, it does have. So even Tim can probably understand it. So this is peak Finnish comedy. It is simple. It takes place in this little cafeteria of some turn of the millennia cafeteria, typical Finnish place, porkkanasporet, yeah. And this guy comes up with too big of a bill, so he's got 1,000 markka, and that's what we used before euro. So I'm gonna go change my shirt.
Pieni kahvi. Tuleeko muuta? Tuonne vohvelitosta. 8 markkaa. Jaa niin. Vai onko kun tämmönen iso seteli? Ja 1000. Anna ole tonnin seteli. Eikö se ole tonnin seteli? Tonni. Eikö mä antanut tonni?
So there it is. There it is. Kepeät mullat. That's a lousy piece of news, but yeah, he had an amazing legacy. He's gonna be missed. Incredible finish. Yeah, it's just love to see it, and this is one of those things that really like makes me laugh every time. It's so freaking good, so freaking good. Man, that sucks. That sucks. €166, yeah. That was a lot of money for coffee. Oh man. Hey, I think the best way to appreciate artists and people that have done art is to kind of like go over that art. I think that's one of the best ways to pay tribute and show your respect. So I think we should be all watching some kummeli tonight. All right, but hey, equipment is working. That's very good. Now let's finally move on. So what we need to do next is actually change what we're wearing. And we kind of did it already. And how we did it is we had this equipment handler. And it basically has these different library assets. And we're just basically changing them. And now we basically just need to call these based on where we're doing it. And so right now they are being controlled by the controller. We're not gonna do that. That doesn't make any sense. So let's go into our player controller. And we are gonna be removing this. You're out of here. And I wonder where we're gonna do it. Where are we gonna do it? We can do it in the player state. So basically we could do it here. What would be the best? What would be like the what would be a sophisticated solution to this? So basically the logic, let's make this bigger. Let's make this a lot bigger. And let's think about this. Let's think about this for a second, okay? So the logic goes like, first we press the inventory item. So in inventory we have the slots. And if we press an armor basically, so this would be an armor. We go into player state. And basically we're checking out something. What are we checking inside the... So yeah, we're doing the use item. And we're just checking what it is. And then we are removing it. We're handling equip item. So then we go... So this is the use item. Use item. And then we go into handle equip. I think this could be a pretty good place for it. Handle equip item. This could be a good place for it. Let's see. So we put in the index and the item. And here we set it up. Here we set it. I think this could be a good place to set it. Yeah. Now what would be... Should we build it into the item? So here we have the item ID. There are many places where we could put the information. Like for example, what this AI did is it basically connected these numbers into the equipped types. So I suppose I could be doing that, or maybe I could have it in have it somewhere else. There's a million ways to do it. It doesn't really make a difference. I could just take the ID into the equip handler. And kind of combo them here. Is that scalable? I suppose it's not that horrible of an idea. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna make these private. And then we're gonna do a public void and change armor handler. And this is gonna take in the armor item ID, and then we're just gonna handle it over here. And I think we can do like a dictionary. Should we do a dictionary? What are we looking at? So we basically want to combo these into these methods. And all right, so let's have a look. What was the... So this is the kind of thing they were doing. Equip type mapping. And how was this used? Item equip type, item inventory ID. Alright, so that's pretty handy. That's pretty handy. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. So we're gonna do new dictionary. And this is gonna be called sprite. This is gonna be sprite library, asset and int. And basically we're gonna have zero is the black, I think. So we need to be going over black library asset. So what's wrong with that? Cannot access that. Okay, so that doesn't work. So that doesn't work. No. Okay, so screw that. Screw that. We're gonna do a switch case in here, and it's gonna be a little bit dirtier. Basically, if case 0 is gonna be change outfit to black. Case, this is not very good. So we need to be handling the... I think we could make it a little bit easier for us. So by kind of like determining that the IDs are not like messed up together. I think we could make it so that, for example, let's put it in the global settings. Let's put a ruling here. So ID logic explained. Food items take IDs from 0 to 20. Weapon items take IDs from 19. Weapon items take IDs from 20 to 30, 20 to 40, 39. Weapon armor take IDs from 40 to 60, 59. Misc items take IDs from 60 plus. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of a ruling there, and now we're gonna change them accordingly. So inside our items. Inside our items, based on the logic that we have, can I add like a tooltip? I'm definitely getting carried away by this, but it's fine. I think we can do something like isn't there like a tooltip or something like that? Tooltip, and specify tooltip for field, tooltip, the tooltip text, ID logic, and int order. So how does this work? Let's have a look. If I put this here, does it doesn't compile because I have errors probably. Do I have any other compile errors? We are getting carried away. Alright, so do we have the tooltip here? Yeah. How does the tooltip work? Unity tooltip. Explain. How does this work? Yeah. How do you do that? Code examples. All right. Holy shit! How is it so hard to tooltip code? How hard it is to show it how it's done in the tooltip attribute. Tooltip health value between 0 and 10. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Alright. So you can do it into variables, basically. You can do it into variables. Item name, ID. Let's put it into the ID. ID logic. So what was the syntax again? Tooltip. Tooltip. Alright, so that should basically work. So let's add this in here. So food logic. Food items. Take IDs from there. I don't think we're gonna need those. Alright, does that work? Does that work? Food items take IDs from 0 to 19. Alright, that works. That works. It just has a space on that. Maybe we'll add like a little bit of a dash there. Nice. That should be good. All right. Just like a reminder for me. Just a little reminder when I'm creating new items that I remember the ID logic. Food items take IDs from 0 to 90. Yeah. Okay, that's very good. Now, let's check out the items. So, for example, black robe, you're not gonna be 3 anymore. You are gonna be 41, for example. So, you're not gonna be the first armor, but you're gonna be basically the second. Then we have black sword. Black swords take from 20 to 39. So this is gonna be the second weapon. So I'm gonna put it into like 21. Dragon sword, we're gonna replace you in just a second, but you can be like 22 now. And then lobster, your food was like from 0 to 20, right? Yeah, so you're gonna be number 1, and shrimp's gonna be number 0. That should basically make it a little bit easier. And now, basically, if we go into the equipment handler. So we're talking about the IDs. We can manually set it here, or we could basically attach it into the scriptable object. That would probably be pretty good. Dude, I really need to go and ring up the bell from the church a few doors up. It's the most ominous sounding bell I've ever heard. Could be great in a game. I love the way you think. I love the way you think. You'll hear an interesting voice like, that could be in the game. That could be in the game. Hey, good luck getting that sound recorded. Good luck. Okay, so I'm Is it a bad idea to make like add into equipable class. No, it's not a bad idea. No, let's do that. Let's do that. It's gonna bloat this a little bit, but it's not being used in a lot of places, so I think it's gonna be fine. So we're actually gonna do this so that I'm adding another value here, and this is gonna be called the sprite library asset. Sprite library asset, and it's gonna be public sprite library asset and the sprite library asset, like so. And what we're gonna do is, so basically we're handling these in the catalog manager. Here we have a list of all the items. So we are gonna be doing we're gonna return a sprite library asset, get sprite library asset by item ID, and then we're gonna input equipable item ID. And basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over, so we're gonna search from the list item ID, equipable item ID, item icon. This is pretty close, except that we're gonna be returning the so these are items. Yeah, so that actually doesn't work. We need to do a new list. So let's do a new list basically. It's gonna be variable equipable list, and it's gonna be new list, and the type is equipable, and like so. And then we're going to go over the item lists and basically add them into the list. And then we're gonna go over the equipable list, and we're gonna find item based off that and return the, but it's giving me an error. Okay, so equipable list, going over item list, and if item is equipable, then we're gonna add that item. Now we're gonna go over the equipable list. We're gonna find equipable ID matches this ID, and why doesn't this give me anything? Why don't you give me anything? What's wrong? Ambiguous reference. All right. Okay. Sprite library asset. So for some reason, there's like another list that it's trying to use from some other I don't know if this can be deleted. That seems kind of suspicious. That seems kind of suspicious, but I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Okay, so now this is gonna return the sprite library asset if there is such. Let's see if we put a question mark on this. So that should be like returning a null if it doesn't bring anything, I suppose. IRL pictures. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Sure. I like that idea. Let's do it right away. So we have the chat and links. I think we could be looking at another kind of like parent directory as well. IRL pictures. I think we're just gonna call it random pictures. Random pictures or something like that. So it's gonna be random pictures here. I think we're gonna explain it. Feel free to post IRL stuff or whatever in here. Sauce. Not safe for work. Oh man. Mama, I'm in the TV. Let's go, Sauce. Alright, so we have that now. Does it work? We need to test it out. So basically what we were doing is we were doing the equipment handler, and now that we have that settled, we don't need to do this anymore. So basically we're bringing in the ID, so we can just do it. I think we can do it like this. Sprite library asset equals item catalog manager instance get sprite library asset by item ID, and we're gonna set this over here, and this can be a null, which means that we gotta do it a little bit differently. So basically we're gonna do var sprite asset sprite library asset equals this, and then let's see, sprite library asset equals this if it's null, or oh my god, this fucking syntax. Like, is this a link queue? Is this link queue? I don't like it. So it's gonna be this if it's not null. And well, that's actually kind of what I wanna do. So it's gonna change it to what it was. So it's gonna be the default. But I think we actually, if it's null, I don't think we're gonna do default. I think we're gonna do the sprite library asset. So we're not gonna do anything. And I don't know if we're gonna need these ever again. Change armor handler. I don't think that does this. Do we need different handler for armor or weapon? Equipment handler. Change armor. Do we need a different one? So for example, if I have weapon and we're gonna change that, I don't think we're gonna do it like that. Like I think we're gonna change the weapon a little bit differently. Yeah. Change armor. So I think this is actually fair that we do it like this. So basically what we're doing is over here we're gonna be doing the equipment handler, and we probably don't have a reference to it right away. Armor, what was it? Well, we need a reference to that. We need a reference to that, so public equipment handler, and then over here we're gonna access the change armor handler with our item ID. Now there is a problem. Who gets it? The problem is that this is handling swords, and this is handling everything from swords to armors, and this only handles armors. So I'm thinking maybe we'll do another helper function, helper method, and that will return the equipment type, and based off that we're gonna bring another thing, something like that. Well, let's try if this works first. Let's see if that works first. And now that I think about it, I think we actually need to. So if it's returning a null, if we're unequipping, for example. If we're unequipping, we're not really doing anything. Time to spaghetti! Yeah, there is an issue that I actually understand already. So if we are unequipping, we are not really doing anything. So where is the unequipping happening? Unequip item. Handle item adding into inventory. So here we should basically do something. Handle equipped item. So basically here we're seeing that we have an item in the slot, we gotta try to return the inventory. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna be calling equipment handler, so there's gonna be, more importantly, when pebbles change armor back to default. Let's do it like this, and we're just gonna be doing basically this, but only this, and this is gonna be called the default. Sprite library, well, that's not it. It's this. All right, change armor back to default, so we're gonna call that from here. Equipment handler, change armor back to default. Now this is only gonna work with armor, if that, if even that. So let's give it a go. Let's give it a go, shall we? So I'm going into player, spawning random shit. Spawning random shit. Like so. Alright, so let's eat a couple of shrimps, lobsters. Alright, so I am pressing black armor. Yeah, we never did the references, did we? We never did the references, did we? I am just glad we didn't do a prediction. So under player state, we need the equipment handler. And inside the items, we also need the references. So black robe, you need the black. Under black sword, well, we don't have one yet. We don't have one for you either. So we only really have the black robe. Let's go. So spawning stuff. There it is. Now. Black robe. Does it go in? Does it go in? It goes in. And our armor swapped. David YK. Welcome, welcome. Our armor swapped. Now does it change back to default? It does. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. What if I swap from black to black? Black to black? Yeah. Yeah, that is big. Now it doesn't work with weapons. Let's see what happens if I put weapon. Nothing happens. All right, so that's good because nothing should happen. All right, so that's actually, I'm really happy how that turned out. Really happy how that turned out. So now we need another weapon into the game so we can test it out. We need to test it out with another weapon. And I'm thinking what should be the other weapon we do. We could do a simple recolor of this. I think that's what we're gonna do. Oh no, says Keiter. I know. So let's do just a simple recolor of this. So how we're gonna do it is we need to select this bad boy and take our brush and we're gonna make it runic. So let's make it runic. So that's not how it works. Oh, it's inverted. All right, so that's really not what we want. I suppose we can do it like this and then add the transparency later. Let's try this, and then we're gonna set the opacity, and that fucks it up. That fucks it up. Can you imagine? I fucked it up. So we need to do it over here on this layer, and now we can do the transparency. Yeah, so this is gonna be pretty over the top. It's gonna be fairly over the top. Doesn't really matter if it's not looking like realistic or anything like that. We just need to test it out. So I think that's all right. Let's save this as wielded runic sword or like science sword. I'm just starting to think the Krita UX that sucks. Ame is a good artist. Thank you. That is the kindest thing you've ever said to me, Keiter. So now we have that. Let's bring this bad boy into a couple other things. So we need to do the icon. It's very similar, but it's a little bit less of a resolution. By the way, David YK, thank you so much for the follow. And if I may ask, where are you from? Where are you from, my friend? So we're gonna do this as well. What was the opacity? 60? Okay, so I think we can use similar. And I fucked it up again. This is unbelievable. So do another paint layer. Now this is 60. At least it's fast. It's fast to correct. All right, we are saving this and it's gonna go into our icons, and this is gonna be science sword icon. And there it is. Do we need anything else? Well, let's do the. This is something we have yet to have actually implemented, but I actually did like this ground project. Yeah, so we're gonna have a different sprite when it's on the ground. So I'm gonna do this as well. So we're gonna select the sword and invert it, and then do another layer and paint over it, and then deselect opacity to 60. And there it is. And we're gonna save this bad boy. And you're gonna be called Ground Science Sword. And I want you to be a PNG. Alright, so we have another sword in the game now. And we're gonna change this. So Dragon Sword is gonna be called Science Sword now. Item Science Sword. Changing this to the new icon. ID can be 22, that's fine. Equipment drop chance, let's increase it. It's weapon, this is tier 4, I believe. And the animation trigger we'll probably have to... Yeah, we need to rework that at some point. Strength can be something like that over the top. Now, sprite... Do we... Sprite library asset. I don't think we need to change. Like, I wonder... Should we change the asset? Keitra, do you have an opinion on this? Should we change the asset for the weapons as well? Or should we just change the sprite? So, basically how we are handling it right now is that we have this sword here under here. And we can, I suppose we can just change this sprite by adding it into here. But I don't know how do you change this in code? We need to figure that out. I think it might be worthwhile to just do it like that. So we could, for example, like add a Science Sword here. And find it from here. So this is the wielded one. And then we're just gonna save it. And we should basically get it over here. So the import settings are off. Let's take a look. So our wielded weapon is way too big. It's supposed to be single, I think. Let's take a look how this is handled. Yeah, that's correct. Alright, so now let's make this better. So we need to find this back, cyan, wielded, save, and now, boom, it changes color. It changes color just like that. I don't think we're gonna do anything else. Now, how do we change this resolver label? Sprite resolver label changed in script. Because I couldn't really find like any effective ways to change these in script. I suppose we can just try it out, but alright, so library asset, get category label names, so you can get them, so you can access them. Not many, so you're just changing the sprite and that's it. Yeah, that's it. When a value changes, so sprite resolver set category and label. So there's. I would have written my own script. Yeah. So well, Same. Never heard of sprite resolver. Yeah, you could have done this. You could have done this, but Unity is providing you with this kind of like this little ecosystem. So it all starts from this sprite library asset. So basically, well, that's not a good. That's not really a good. Where are my other assets? Are they inside the new character? Yeah, so here. For example, this is the default. So this is where the ecosystem starts. So you have this sprite library editor. And here I've set, like, it helps you keep track of the different categories. So for example, here I have my different heads. Can I zoom this? Yeah. So here are my head angles. Here are my torso angles, arms and legs and whatnot. And if you have that set up, you can override it pretty easily. So I have another, this is cyan. And here I have the same things. I'm just overriding. I'm overriding the asset that I just showed with different colors. And they're gonna be named the same, so you need to know what's up. And that's how I can change armor, for example. And then the weapon is gonna be like, I can just have like different weapons and just swap the sprite easily. I don't think for the weapon it's not that big of a deal, but when you're handling like the different angles of the character, so it helps changing themes. Yeah, for example, yeah, you can override it however you want. You could do whatever you want with it. It helps you kind of group them together and swap it as a one. So right now, for example, I'm changing the armor, all the parts, all the sprites that go with it into different colors. So doing that by hand, yeah, it's doable. It's doable, but I think you're gonna end up with a similar system anyway. So, yeah. So now I need to know how to change that in runtime. So basically, what is this swap option? Yeah, these are a complete different beast. Hey, how's it going, Dotmanic? Are you waiting for Christmas? So sprite resolver, set category and label, and you can just basically manually swap option, drop down option. Oh, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that, my friend? Where a value change in the component system. What is that? Hey, good evening, Sydney, Australia. How's it going? You just feed it a string and string. Okay. So let's see, what is the set? What is the set? Set category and label. It's a string category, string label. Okay, so that's not bad. That is the opposite of bad. That is very good. Okay, so what did I press? All right. So we have another sword now in the game, and so I suppose we could type it out. So you make enum class that has those values. I hate passing strings. Yeah, passing strings is pretty. It's bad practice. It's not good. It's not good. I agree. Not as hot today. 21 degrees and rain. I'm still upset. Yeah, it's hard coding, 100%. I'm upset, Super Chew. I love that you come and upset me every day. Hey, how are you? How are you doing? What have you been up to? Any cool projects? Okay, so I'm gonna show you what we. Okay, never mind. Guys, I'm gonna ask 10 minutes of 10 minutes of your time, and then I'm gonna show you what I've been doing. All right. So 10 minutes. I'm gonna try to get this working. So we need to set it manually. We're not gonna be swapping the asset, and we need to figure it out where we need to figure it out somewhere where we what type of item we're trying to equip, and we can do it here, or we can do it in the handler. And I'm thinking this is actually sent to server. Do we wanna do it on the server? This might be a problem. This may be a problem. I don't know if this is actually gonna work because of that. Because we're unequipping in the server. Are we? It's not gonna match with the client, is it? It's not gonna match with the client, and I think we might need to do an RPC call with that. T-Rado! Hey, how's it going? So this is gonna work when we're like self-hosting. All right, I think we can figure that out later. I just want to get that working now. We're gonna figure that out a little bit later. All right. So I'm gonna just put a to-do here. To-do. Okay, so that's not it. To-do. I think it's in the comments. So yeah. This may not be how you sync it up with other players as it's done on server. So I think this might be a problem. Okay, so we're changing the armor back to default here, and this needs to be put into here as well. I think we're gonna change this into a little bit of a different method name. So this is gonna be called handle equipment change, and then this is gonna be called change armor. Please change armor. And basically we're gonna have these different change armor, then we're gonna have change weapon, and let's do new methods to these. New methods, please. And this is gonna be this, and we're gonna bring in this bad boy over here. Something like item ID, and this is gonna get the item ID as well, but it's gonna be called weapon item ID. All right, now we need a little bit of a helper method to handle whether we have a weapon or armor. And how do we do that? Well, we have the item catalog manager that can help us. And I think we're just gonna do like public, and it's gonna return the equip type. Equip type. Get equip type by item ID. And it's gonna take in an equipable item ID, and we're just basically I think it makes sense that this takes in an item, so we're gonna be going over the items much like in here. So we're gonna be going over the list, and we're gonna try to cast them into equipables, and then we're gonna return find equipable list, find all. No, what are we doing? What are we doing? Get equip type. So those are all the equipables. So we're gonna try to go from the equipable list and find our ID that equals item ID, and then we're changing the equip type. I think that works. Why does it say red? Cannot convert to source type. Oh, this is item. No, this is supposed to be int. So you can just insert the item ID, and it's gonna look for all the equipables, and cannot convert expression type int to return type bool. Item ID. What's wrong with that? So x is the equipable if x ID equals item ID. What's wrong with that? Okay, let's see what the IDE gives me. Nothing. Yeah, that's okay. So now it gives a different error. Can I convert expression type system nullable equip type to return type equip type? All right, well, fuck you then. So can this return a null? Can this return a null? Can this method return a null? Yes. Ah, you can do a question mark. All right, let's do that. So it can return a null, and now it can return. So if found equipable isn't null, so if this is not null, and it's gonna return a null. Okay, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. Okay, we're closing in, chat. We're closing in. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're basically gonna go. So we have equip type. Equip type equals item catalog manager instance get equip type from item ID, and this is nullable, so we're actually gonna do var, and basically if equip type is null, then are we gonna do anything? I don't think we're gonna do anything. And basically then we're gonna do basically like a switch case statement about the equip type. If we have weapon, then we're gonna do change weapon break, and if we have armor, then we're gonna change armor with the item ID break. And I think that works. I love how AI assistant is one step away from a rhetorical question. I think that works. That could work. Okay. So now we just need to. So we're bringing in the item ID, and we know it's a weapon. We know it's a weapon, so this doesn't need to know much. All we need to do is find a way now to command respect to this. So set category and label. Set category and label, and this is the sprite resolver, and we don't have the sprite resolver here, so let's take it. Sprite resolver, and this is for weapon sprite changes, and these are for armor sprite changes. And we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna be like sprite resolver dot set category and label, and now we need the enum system dot many was talking about. So we can hard code this with just a couple of entries to see if it works. I wonder if we're gonna do a helper method for this as well. Should we do a helper method for this? Because we need the data somewhere that what the label is. And the category is always gonna be the same as long as we're only handling the weapons this way. So let's figure out the way. So I know, guys, I said 10 minutes, but it's more like 20 now. I hope you guys understand. It's never the time the programmer tells you. It's never the time, Barney. It's never too late. Alright, so basically we are looking at the weapon. Where's the weapon? Where's the weapon? Alright, so there's the weapon. So the category is swords. Alright. So the category is swords. We can basically just do private const string, and this is called the weapon string. Weapon string, and you're gonna be called. Was it weapons? No, it was swords. And basically we can just do you. So category is weapon string, and the label. This is one of those things. Do we want to put it in the... do we want to put it in the equipable class? We could put it in here. So for armor, and this is gonna be called sprite label for weapons. It's gonna be public string. This is a little bit, it's still a little bit iffy. It's a little bit iffy. I suppose we could do an enum, but yeah, this is gonna be the weapon label. And now we can do so that we are gonna go into the item catalog manager. We're gonna do public string get weapon label. Get weapon label, and it's gonna be int weapon ID. And we're basically gonna do just return find item list find x where xid matches weapon ID, and we're gonna get the weapon. No, it's the fucking equipable again. I hate my life. I hate my life. I think we need a helper method of that freaking equipable list, to be honest. Then we're gonna do the equipable list find x weapon ID weapon label. So that should basically work. It's very repetitive. I think we're gonna make a method out of this, to be honest. I think we're gonna get a method out of this. So basically nah, fuck it. I'm not doing it. Get weapon label. Item catalog manager. Get weapon label with weapon. Get shit done! Damn right! Now. Can this fuck me sideways? Can this screw me over? Most likely, yes. Most likely. Brain phrase, yeah. I'm just trying to think how it's gonna screw me over in just a second. Alright, so basically now we have the black sword, cyan sword, and we need to make sure that we are naming them inside the items. Inside the items. So for example, this needs to be called black sword. And this needs to be called cyan sword. And these needs to be exactly the same than it is over here. So black sword, cyan sword, they are the same. So it should technically work. Now, do I have missing references? Let's take a look really quickly. Do we have missing references? So we created the equipment handler, and there is sprite resolver. We are missing a sprite resolver. Now, where is the sprite resolver? I think it's under here. It's under Elvis, right arm, right hand, weapon parent. It's not that. Is it under weapon? Yeah. Let's do a prediction. So we had a like an old prediction. So the new prediction is gonna be do the weapon swaps work? Yes. No. And I'm gonna go grab something to bite and something to I'm gonna brew some coffee. So 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. And while we do that, I'm gonna let you guys get motivated by Coach Payne. This Rise Up is pretty good. It has its moments, so I'm gonna let you listen to Rise Up. You can get motivated, alright? There it is. Birbeck.
Yes, it hurts sometimes when you feel alone. It hurts sometimes when you're in that dark place and you feel no one cares about you. The first thing you got to realize is that you got to love yourself. It's about self-love. Start understanding that if you're gonna do something with your life, you got to fall in love with yourself again. You got to stop self-hating yourself. Do something that's gonna make you a better person. Make an impact in this world. Don't look at it as though it's something that you gotta do temporary. Although we know that life is short, like many people in this world, they didn't realize that the next day they was gonna be diagnosed with a cancer. They thought that tomorrow was gonna be waiting for them and they did not wake up. But you are still living. Now what do you have to do? How are you gonna move forward? How are you gonna proceed your life? Life is not a game. Life is living. There's the good and there's the bad, and there's definitely the right now. You can't wait for somebody else to make your life better. You got to make your life better. You got to focus on you. Now, I'm not saying forget the rest of the people, but I'm telling you to get rid of the things that are not making you strong, that are not making you better, that are not making you efficient, that's not putting you in a better place, that's not giving you the strength that you need to keep living the life that you have been given. Don't you give up on life, because once your life is over, you can't come back. Leave your mark. Help someone. Lift someone up when they're down. Be the strength for others when they're weak. And maybe when you're at the weakest point in your life, someone will lift you up. Because we all struggle. No one is immune to it. So keep fighting forward. Don't give up. Live. Breathe. Life. You. That's what it's about. It's gonna hurt. Sometimes it's gonna get tough. But when it get tough, you get tough. Just make sure you make your mark. Make sure you make your mark in this world. Because somebody didn't make it today. But you did. Keep living. Keep living strong. Don't give up. It is not about worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, because guess what? Tomorrow doesn't owe you or me anything. And matter of fact, tomorrow has already made up its mind. You have this moment. You can't worry about yesterday, because yesterday is not coming back to look for you. Whatever you had the chance to do yesterday won't come back. But you have this moment. You have this chance to do something great with this life that you have been given. You may have been through a lot in your life. You may have been through hell in your life. But hell doesn't own you. Hell did not create you. Life has been given to you from a higher power. Something that you need to understand, that no matter who you are, in this world that we live in today, everyone must struggle. Everyone must suffer. But everybody that is going through something always has a story to tell. Most people that are successful right now had to go through something to get what they got to this day. Some people are not even willing to hurt and to feel that so that they get what it is that they want. But let's go beyond that. What about the other people out here who can't walk? What about the people out there who can't talk? What about the people out there that are suffering from diseases they cannot be cured from? What about you? What about you? What are you gonna do about the life you have? How are you gonna live? How far are you gonna go? Do you feel sorry for yourself because you're having a bad day? Do you feel sorry for yourself because you lost your job? Do you feel sorry for yourself because you just feel like you're just not having the day that you want to have because the day that you have is not the way you want it to go? Or do you feel that you deserve a pat on your back because you did a good thing? We all got a responsibility. We all got to be accountable. We all got to put in work, but don't give up. Because there's somebody out there right now that is hurting. There's somebody out there right now that is struggling. There's somebody out there right now that's got it a little bit tougher than you do. So why are you gonna give up now? Anything that comes your way, you got to be prepared to accept the challenge and go through it. Don't lay on your back. If something's on your chest, get it off. As long as you're breathing, as long as that heart is pumping blood, you're not dead yet. They haven't put rose petals on your box yet. Make sure every breath you take counts for something. It's time to understand that if you want to get something out of your life, you got to be willing to work for it. How much are you really willing to give? Are you prepared to hurt? Are you prepared to struggle? Because if you're not that person, then lay back down. Stay where you are. Don't move forward. Move backwards. But if you are the person that you say you are, we don't have time to wait.
All right, Coach Payne with a powerful message. Always gets my blood pumping whenever I need, mostly at the gym. Okay, so we have a couple of videos I could watch. We have how Ballatra was made and why the creators expected to sell only 6 copies, or how games get surfaced to players. I think we're gonna watch this Ballatra video now, and I'm gonna eat a couple of sandwiches, and then we're gonna get back to it. All right.
Ballatra, an indie roguelike deck-building game, took the gaming world by storm. It received universal praise from gamers and critics, sold over 2 million copies just 6 months after its release, and even won the Best Independent Game Award at the Game Awards in 2024. Impressive achievements, especially considering the game, apart from its mesmerizing music and sound effects, was made by only one person. The anonymous creator, who goes by the pseudonym Local Thunk, never anticipated any kind of success. In fact, he only expected about 6 people to buy his game. When asked on Twitter if he foresaw the praise Ballatra would receive, he replied, "I was expecting like 4 of my friends and my parents to buy the game, and that would have been awesome. So no, the entire past year has been a series of crazy events." So why did he only expect to sell a handful of copies? And how did a lone developer make something that turned into a global sensation? Let's dive in. Local Thunk's journey into game development began during his university years. A lifelong dream of creating video games finally started to take shape during his downtime from studying mechanical engineering. Starting with smaller, simpler projects, he quickly discovered how much he enjoyed the process of making a game. This passion led him to make a sudden decision. He dropped out of engineering and joined a computer science program instead. Meanwhile, the developer began working on a more ambitious project, a game he described as a Risk-type strategy experience. It featured a dynamic world where countries would spawn with geographically accurate names. It took him 2 years to complete, but despite his hard work, only a handful of people ever saw the game in action, let alone played it. Local Thunk never shared his games online. They were either personal experiments or creations he shared with close friends and family, people he knew would appreciate them. Success or profit was never a driving force for him. He simply loves the process of making games. The motivation is that I enjoy game development, actually writing the code a lot. Making games for my friends is a way to a kind of an end goal. These are people I've known for a long time, people I think would appreciate and have fun with these projects I've worked on. It's not playtesting, it doesn't need to be tested, just a thing I made. After graduating and getting his first job, Local Thunk...
I gotta say, I really do enjoy game development as well. It is a lot of fun. Like, sure, I wanna make some money out of it, and sure, it would be awesome if players enjoy my games, people enjoy my games. But it is the journey itself needs to be fulfilling. I think that's the most important thing. I think it's all right to dream. Coach Payne, yeah. Thank you, Koivu. I am the Coach Payne. Yeah, we're all Coach Payne here. Now rise up. Yeah, how's it going? How's it going? But yeah, I think whatever you pursue in life, I think it's more important to enjoy the ride than it is to look forward for the end goal. And I think like this development progress and process that we have with you guys, I'm sharing it with you like almost 100%. I think it needs to be enjoyable. There's no way anyone's going to be able to do this for a long term if you don't enjoy it.
Continued making games in his spare time. He never pursued a career in the gaming industry, opting instead for jobs doing quote-unquote normal development stuff. Years later, in 2021, his employer told him that he still had a whole bunch of unused vacation days. Rather than planning a traditional holiday, Local Thunk chose to spend December at home, immersed in prototyping and refining a new game project. His idea of the perfect vacation. That project would eventually evolve into Balatro, the game that would change his life forever. Before we move on, I'd like to talk about this video's sponsor, Factor. Eating fresh and healthy food has never been easier thanks to Factor. Thinking about what to eat, grocery shopping, and spending time cooking my meals stresses me out. But thanks to Factor, I've been able to eat delicious, chef-prepared meals without any worries whatsoever. They get delivered straight to my door and they're ready to eat in just 2 minutes. I simply pick what I want to eat out of a weekly menu of 35 dietitian-approved options, including vegan, veggie, keto, and many more. I highly recommend my personal favorite, the honey mustard chicken. There's also meals that feature premium ingredients, like filet mignon, shrimp, and truffle butter, in case you're feeling a little more fancy that day. Factor now also offers more than 60 add-ons every week, including breakfast, smoothies, small bites, and beverages, making your day even easier. The meals are prepared fresh every single day, and you simply need to heat them up when they arrive at your doorstep. It saves me so much time to focus on things I actually want to do, like make more videos for the channel. You can support my channel and get delicious meals for yourself by using my link or code to subscribe to Factor and contribute. Get 50% off and free shipping on your first Factor box using my link. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code with your phone. Factor, healthy eating made easy. Now back to the video. The original prototype was inspired by the Cantonese card game Big 2, a game Local Thunk often played with friends in high school. Big 2 is designed for 2 to 4 players and involves scoring points by playing poker-style hands such as pairs, triples, and flush. Initially, his goal was to create an online version of Big 2 so he could relive those childhood memories with his friends during the pandemic. While working on this project, the developers...
So is the Balatro solo dev, is he Chinese? Is he Chinese? Local Thunk, has it been discovered? Canada. Okay. So he's just been playing some Chinese game, if I heard right. Casually. Tete,
stumbled across a
how's it going,
roguelike
Tete?
slot machine
Hey,
game on Steam
Tete, you up
called
for
Not Be a
Christmas
Landlord.
OV
He
games?
became obsessed with the game, spending hours watching YouTube videos of others playing it. He actually never played it himself, but its unique theme and design captivated him. There were no opponents to fight, the gameplay was simply about numbers getting bigger, and he loved the simplicity and appeal of that concept. Inspired by this, he decided to pivot his project. He dropped the competitive online element and reimagined the game as a single-player experience focused on meeting score requirements. Using a game development framework called Love, the early fundamentals of Balatro started coming together. Creating a functional card game was one thing, but Local Thunk knew he needed a strong theme to make it more engaging and fun to play. A theme with a distinct identity, rich iconography, and familiar imagery. Poker, with its striking visuals, resonant sounds, and well-known terminology, seemed like the perfect fit. That said, his goal was never to design a game specifically for poker players. In fact, the gameplay intentionally avoids relying on the key skills that define a good poker player. While the early prototypes focused primarily on mechanics, as development progressed, Local Thunk gradually incorporated more poker-inspired
well, that sounds better than Overwatch, to be honest.
Before Joker cards became the main gameplay focus,
you can vote for the days that
was about
suit
leveling
you.
up your cards, similar to auto battler games like Super Auto Pets. However, after about 2 months of development, Local Thunk realized the concept just wasn't fun to play. Afterwards, mechanics like Joker cards and being able to skip rounds started to make its way into early prototypes. Interestingly, the developer had never played a deck builder before releasing Balatro. It was only afterward that he began exploring games in the genre. During development, he was only vaguely aware of other roguelike deck building games apart from major titles like Slay the Spire. Looking back, he's glad it worked out that way. He's convinced that designs and mechanics from other games in the genre would have influenced his design process and overshadowed his own original ideas.
This is a this is a very good point. I like this point. So basically, I think the problem with genres in general is the fact that you can get restricted by your genres, and this is often like when you hear interviews, or if you interview some vastly popular artists or somebody who has made it in. Doesn't really matter what industry. So for example, if you interview some metal band and then the interviewee is like, all right, so what do you think about being like the forerunner of metalcore? And then they will most likely say that, well, we don't really consider us to be metalcore. We're just doing our own thing and stuff like that. It's the exact same thing that's going on in this. So Balatro creator Local Thunk was basically like, yeah, I'm not gonna be like heavily invested in deck builder games. Like, I'm not gonna be like studying them excessively because that's gonna limit my thought. And that's actually really, really good point. And I kind of agree with that. Is that if you take a lot of inspiration from other games and you copy stuff there and there, especially in the logic, you're going to end up with a game that is exactly like the others. And guess what? Unless you made it better somehow, your game is not going to stand out. So I think by like coming up with your own ways of creating the idea that you have in your mind, you might end up with something unique. Yeah, great games combine genres, combine ideas from across the board. Yeah, 100%. So the reason why Balatro is a unique game is because it's unlike other deck builders. It's unlike other poker games and card games. Yeah.
Local Thunk wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel or compete with existing games to sell as many copies as possible. His focus was purely on making a game he himself would enjoy playing. For him, a big part of why developing games is so fun is that he gets to tackle design challenges on his own, rather than borrowing solutions from others. This self-driven approach became a defining element of Balatro and its success. 8 months into development, Balatro was still unbalanced from a gameplay perspective, but was starting to resemble the game we know today. However, it it didn't have its final name yet. Local Thunk had brainstormed a variety of potential titles, including Rogue Hold'em, Rogue Poker, Trial of the Joker, Foolish Poker, Hand of the Fool, Hyperborean Hold'em, and Cartomancer's Hold'em. Two names, Joker Poker and Fool's Gambit, came especially close. Each even had its own menu screen for a while.
It's a
However,
Finnish.
the developer discovered that Joker Poker...
Joker Poker it's a game we play in Finnish, like these slot machines, like the physical slot machines. We have Joker Poker. Isn't it like a real thing?
was already the name of an existing app, and he admits that Fool's Gambit never quite sounded right.
Okay,
More importantly, they never captured the vibe he was aiming for. He eventually settled on Balatro, a term from ancient Rome that refers to a professional jester, or more fittingly, a joker. After working on the game for over a year, Local
I don't know if the game is
job and
like the name is
himself to
especially
the project
good.
full time. This decision wasn't driven by a belief that Balatro would become successful, but rather because he wanted to upload a playable build to Steam. His goal was to include the game on his resume
something nice,
and
alright?
also finding a job that better suited his interests. With some savings to support himself for a while, he took the leap to focus entirely on finishing up his deck builder poker game. Although the core gameplay loop was already very enjoyable, Local Thunk felt the game needed more variety. This led to the introduction of modifier cards, which became the Planet and Tarot cards, as well as the ability to add more unique cards to the standard 52 card deck. Furthermore, expanding the collection of Joker cards became something of an obsession. The developer loves drawing in his spare time, so coming up with new Joker art became a fun creative outlet when he wasn't busy coding. When it came to the effect of each Joker card, it was important to keep things simple and balanced. Therefore, Local Thunk came up with a few rules for designing the Jokers. First, Joker cards need to synergize with a broad range of game elements. For example, an effect that multiplies the score of played face cards works well because it can apply to many cards in any given run. If a Joker card only synergizes with another specific Joker, the rarity of that happening would make for a frustrating experience. Additionally, Joker card descriptions have to be short, ideally no more than 4 lines of text. If an effect takes too long to describe, it probably doesn't have a broad enough synergy anyways. It's also important to the developer that choosing between Joker cards is always a tough and meaningful decision for the player. To achieve this, Jokers with more powerful effects were designed to be conditional. For example, the driver's license Joker provides a 3x multiplier, but only if the player has at least 16 enhanced cards in their full deck. To balance these high-impact conditional Jokers, Local Thunk included more quote-unquote boring but reliable Jokers. Otherwise, players might find themselves overly constrained by too many oppressive conditions. Lastly, Jokers can only work in tandem with existing mechanics and should never introduce new ones, not only to avoid more and more mechanics creeping its way into...
Yeah, this is starting to be a little bit boring. I think the title of the video is a little bit misleading. Just talking about like the mechanics and the Joker cards. I don't really give, I don't really give. So let us continue. You can check this video out yourself if you want. I'm not gonna be finishing it, at least not now. All right, so we had a prediction. I have no idea. Let's see what the prediction says. So we got more doubters than believers. That's pretty typical. All right, so let's give this a go. And I'm actually gonna do, while we're at it, we're gonna do more helper methods here. Let's disable the chat. Let's do a little bit of a more helper methods here, and I'm gonna make this a little bit. Can I make this a little bit? Okay, I can't for some reason. I wonder where would be like an optimal place for my webcam, because it's kind of blocking the code. It's kind of blocking the code, isn't it? What if I make myself a little bit smaller? A little bit smaller like this. And then maybe squeeze, I don't know. Small, yeah. Is it too small? I suppose I could be on the bottom right. I don't know. Maybe I need like different settings for different things that we're doing. So I'm gonna do spawn 10 random equipables. No, more mostly in my breast pocket anyway. Oh, I like that. I like that. What if I give it a little bit of a squeeze? All right. So basically, we're gonna do 10 iterations, and then we're gonna do a new method here, and this is gonna be get random equipable from database. Let's do another one, and this is gonna be get 10 random food items. Get random food from database. So basically, we're just gonna go and do this. We're gonna do this over here, and then we're gonna go over this equipable list count. And random index is 0, random index plus. Yeah, so that should work. That should work, right? I think that should work. The get random equipable from database, and then get random food. We're gonna do this same thing, but at the start we're gonna do consumable. And this is gonna be called consumable list, and we're gonna go over the item list and see if it's consumable. And this should be that, right? Equipable item. No. Consumable, please. And then we're gonna add it to there, and then we're gonna random index from the list, and then we're gonna return that random item from the list. I think that should work. And then we're gonna do inventory. We'll get random equipable, and then do one more. And this is gonna be spawn 10 random food into inventory. Get random food from database, like so. And then we need these context menu headers, whatever. Spawn 10 equipables. And one more. 10 food. All right. All right. So that might work. Might work, might not work. I lol the ERL. Hey. Awesome. All right, let's give this a go, shall we? So we should be able to spawn some random shit. Let's flip horizontal. We should be able to do this, and we should be able to put our chat in here as well, right? All right. So we're hosting, characters moving. Let's spawn some shit. 10 equipables. And would you look at that? Would you look at that, people? We have weapons. We have armors. Now, the question is, does it swap the weapon in the hand? That is the question. So let's give it a go. It does. It works. It's very subtle because of the shader. It's very subtle, but it does change. It's very subtle. Awesome. Awesome. There it is. Fuck yeah. So the prediction is that it works. 26% of you. So I think it's gonna be iSize AG banking. Big bucks. Congrats. Congrats on believing. On believing. Now I'm a little bit sad about the shader because everything feels a little bit flushed. Everything feels a little bit flushed. Everything feels a little bit flushed. I wonder if we took them away, what would it look like? What would it look like if we... network variable is written to but doesn't know its network behavior yet. Are you modifying network variable before the network object is spawned? We're getting some interesting errors. Where does it start from? Shopped item. Okay. All right. That seems like a problem for another day. All right. So let's see if the inventory is full. Does it work? So we should have, or should we? Should we? Oh, actually, I don't think this actually works. So basically, we have these helper methods here in the inventory player state, and these are like they're just straight up doing that. And we have the helper method here somewhere, like the add inventory. Where is it? Add into inventory. Handle item adding into inventory. So I think we should be using this here. So let's actually do that. So basically, we're gonna do this, the same thing, and waffles or pancakes. Do we have mods? Any mods? Handle item adding into inventory, and then we're gonna do this. So we're gonna do this instead. And we're gonna do this over here as well. And that should work. Because I wanna see what happens if inventory is full. Any mods? Hello? Everyone asleep? So do we have any other inventory ads? Because I want to get rid of them all and make it so that this is the only thing that gets called. Inventory list add. Yeah, so over here at least. This is for bots, so that doesn't matter. This is handle, yeah, that's fine. On network post spawn. You cannot on mobile? Alright. Which bangs harder? Waffles or... What was the other one? What was the other one? Pancakes. Pancakes. Waffles or pancakes? Yeah, I think I have my answer. I'm not gonna influence you though. So yeah, we were adding inventory here, but that's to a bot as well, so that shouldn't be a problem. And this is that as well, so that's fine. On network post spawn. All right, so this is the same thing. Okay, so I think every looting is now going through this, unless unless there is something that is handling it from other places. Ooh, that's quite a bit of references. So inventory manager, try to pick up item. I think that's probably gonna be the one we need to check out. So in the inventory manager, are we adding? Yeah, we're adding straight. So let's not do that. Let's do it so that we handle the item adding. Let's handle the item adding. Like so. Do we have a item list add? No? Okay, that's good. That's good. Item list. No. Alright. Any other references to the item list? Oh, it's actually inventory list. Inventory list. Right, so that's fine. Here we are clearing it. That's probably fine as well. Right. Okay, so that seems okay. Are we adding anywhere else? And dropped item data. Try to pick up item. On network post spawn, yeah, I think that's the bot one. Handle item adding into inventory, yeah, that's correct. Pancakes win! Easy. By the way, ISSH, what kind of pancakes do you traditionally eat at in Iceland, or whatever the preposition is? Okay, so I think that should work. So now we should be able to see the full inventory. I don't think there's anything like surpassing the limits. So let's give it a go. So opening inventory with whipped cream and jam. Yeah, that sounds like the Nordic way. Do you do like these really thin ones? Like super thin ones and not the thick ones that North America does. Okay, so we're spawning. Yes, so those are the best ones. We call them lettus. Okay, so I'm spawning 10 random items. Spawning 10 more random items. And now if I spawn more items, we should see stuff on the ground. Well, yeah, but no. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? So we have dropped items. So for some reason there is a sword here. And I think this is the one we spawned, right? I think this is the one we just spawned. It has a black robe icon. It's just huge. It is fucking huge. Let's move. Maybe it's just the import issue. So let's try to add a food, because the food items are they have been added before. So let's add some food. Yeah, that looks kind of good actually. So the food is there. Let's eat some shrimps and see if we can pick up. Yeah, it's just creating a whole bunch of shrimps. Don't we have anything else than shrimps in the game? Why was it like... It was literally like 10 shrimps. It was 10 shrimps. I have a feeling it didn't really work, did it? So if I spawn 10 random food, it's just gonna be all shrimps. So there's something wrong with my randomizer. Something wrong with my randomizer. Let's have a look. Let's just see. Actually, let's start with checking how many foods we have. So we have lobster and we have shrimp, both of which are consumable. One is 0 and one is 1. So ID is 0 and 1. And on the item catalog manager, we have the get random food. So we have consumables, and then we're going over the item list. If it's consumable, we're adding it to the list. Now, oh yeah, this is why. So it wasn't, it didn't let us have 0, and 0 was literally one of them. Yeah, so let's take that away. I don't know why it has the 0. What's wrong with having 0? What's wrong with having 0? I don't know. Maybe there was something about the 0 index. But that seemed kinda suspicious. So now we should get random food. And now there's just a matter of... so I think the new icons probably are too big because I didn't ever set them properly. So let's have a look at that. So we have our weapons. No, where are they? Icons used. So I think we never set this, yeah. So this is supposed to be single 1024. My ribs are getting poked around again, I don't know why. And this is actually wrong as well, so let's fix that. 1024. And apparently even this is wrong. Alright. Alright, so that should probably fix that. Let's see. Let's see if we drop the black robe, is it gonna be huge like that? And I noticed they spawn in the like into the air, so there's kind of the drop position is a little bit off, but it's not very serious. So let's go ahead and spawn some stuff. So we're spawning 10 food. Let's see if it actually gives us different food. Yeah. Then 10 random equipables. Now I remember. Now I remember. Fuck. Yeah, now I remember what's up with that. Now I remember. So yeah, the first index is the error item. And now I remember the problem. So basically, yeah, I can add it. Oh man. So that's... I think we're just gonna do it so that get random item. So if the random index Wait. Okay, so if I redo this. So if the random index is 0, it's not gonna... It shouldn't affect this. Yeah, because we're only doing consumables. I think it's actually like it's equipable, so it's gonna screw the equipable up. So it needs to be over here, but it doesn't need to be here. No, I think it does need to be here because it is the first one after all. All right, so I think that may be it. All right, let's try this again. So that's a little bit of we're getting a little bit of a byproduct by adding the error item. And it being part of the item list kind of fucks things up. Maybe it needs like a separate category and we can check for the category or something. It creates some problems. So now 10 random items, we're getting these stuff that has no icon. And the reason for that is that we haven't updated the items. So the items needs to be updated. So black robe, you are the black robe. And this one, the black sword is missing as well. This is the black sword icon. And the science sword is missing. And the rest are in place. Okay, so now we got a lot to do, guys. We got a lot to do. But I'm feeling pretty energized. Like I'm feeling good about my like touch. It feels good to know everything inside out. Okay, so we're spawning 10 random items. Now they are finally random items. And if I spawn 10 equipables, we're gonna get 10 equipables. And if I spawn 10 more equipables, now we have stuff on the ground. Sure, they are not exactly on the ground. They are in the middle of the ground or like floating. This is actually another issue. This is another issue. So I'm gonna do a push here. So let's save the process over here. So equipment now works visually and is handled via helper methods by item catalog manager. Added a new science sword into the game and changed the import settings of the existing new assets. So I think that's basically it. We could go into master, to be honest. I think we're gonna go into master at this point. Like it's been long overdue. So this is actually a little bit scary. We've been pushing to this other branch for quite a while now. So let's see how this goes. So we're gonna go into master. And this is behind. This is way behind. Like do we dare? Do you guys think we should go check where the master is? What do you guys think? Do you want to see where the master is? Because I don't think we've I think the whole like after break development it's been on the graphic remake branch. And yeah. No one there? Alright, so I'm just gonna pull the master pull the graphics overhaul here. So we are the master now. It would be kind of funny to see where it is, but it's gonna load for quite a while probably. Alright, we're gonna merge. We're gonna merge and see if we get anything. There shouldn't be any conflicts because I haven't done anything to master. All right, let's see. How much did we get? Now, let's do a prediction. Who guesses the push amount? How many pushes is Master behind? Now let's do like 1 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150. More than 150. All right. What do you guys think? How many commits and pushes is wrong. How many commits is Master behind? What do you guys think? Are we in the hundreds? I don't know. Gotta go. Thank you for the stream. All right, Hasechi. It was good to have you. Middle of the road. I honestly have no idea. I think we might be somewhere in the 50 commits. I have been pretty lazy with the commits. So there's like huge commits that's doing a lot of things. Happening. Hey, error run hater, how are you? Gonna lift my Hanso cup to you. How's it going? How's it going? And welcome. I'm good, dude. And yeah, hey, I'm doing great. We're doing good progress to our game, Shadows of Tuonela. I'm just waiting for the prediction to end. I don't know if people are awake, but we're gonna do a prediction of how many commits is my Master behind. I've been basically just committing and pushing to a single branch, and I haven't merged to Master. 1 commit a day, 2 if we're feeling scared. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So I am pushing. Let's see where we are. Let's see where we are. So the right answer, I don't know. Can you say it from this? I think it's gonna tell us when we push. 35 commits was the correct answer. Let's see what you guys guessed. So there was only one guess. No, there was 2 guesses. 35. Nobody guessed right, so I am going to be deleting this. Well, I guess I can choose the. I guess I can choose it. That's nothing. 35 commits behind the feature brands. That is completely fine. All right, let's reboot our project. It was so many commits behind that I had to close the editor to make sure that it doesn't crash. Make sure that it doesn't crash. But hey, error run hater, where are you from, my friend? How's it going? How did you find my little channel? I'm glad you did. All right, so we are importing. All right, so basically we've been working on getting equipment working. And from Brazil, really? Shit, that's cool. That is cool. That is very cool. Big greetings to Brazil. We love you guys. Greetings from Finland. We are literally across the world. Let's actually take a look. Maps. So I live in Oulu, Finland. So basically here, this is the Nordics and the Arctic Circle. Basically, I live a little bit southern than Arctic Circle, so I don't live in the Arctic. So you live somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. I know a couple of towns. So I know cities. I know Brasilia and I know Rio. I haven't been there. Would love to visit. I think Brasilia is a beautiful country. Absolutely wonderful country. So yeah, that's a little bit of a, let's see, distance between of Oulu and, let's say, like Brasilia. It's it's a little bit shy away from 11,000 kilometers. God damn, that's a distance. That's a distance. Hey, I know a couple of things from Brazil. First is that you guys have intense metal music culture. I don't know if you listen to metal music. The odds say that probably not. But I know that you guys like your metal music as well. And a lot of Finnish metal bands are really popular in Brazil. I know like our biggest metal bands like Nightwish and Him back in the day and Insomnium and all these wonderful bands. They always say the same thing. Like the fans in South America are the most like devoted. They're nuts. Yeah, but I don't listen to it. I think what you're saying is funk. Him metal. Yeah, it's kind of out there. 20,000 kilometers would be exactly on the other side of Earth. That's true. It's true. It's actually really close to being on the other side. Yeah. So I there's actually one thing I've heard about the people from Brazil. Like you guys are passionate. Like you guys were big part of Formula 1 when it basically got popular. Because I can't remember who was the Formula 1 driver. It wasn't Senna. Was it Senna? There was a Brazilian Formula 1 driver, and he was doing good, and basically the fans of Brazil were like super intense. Was it Senna? Ayrton Senna? Died during a race. Yeah. Was he Brazilian? He was. Yeah. So, yeah, he died during a race, and Formula 1 hasn't been the same after that because, we lost the Brazilian audience. Yeah, Brazil equals football. Very true. But hey, nice to meet you, Run Hater. Are you a programmer? Are you a game dev? Ronaldo, Pele, Ronaldinho. Yeah, the older Ronaldo from Brazil. Yeah, I don't know much about football, but I know some. I know a little bit. Okay, so what were we doing? I'm at the start, I think. So have you just started? Basically, is that what you're saying? Have you just started? That's completely fine. We've been developing this project for a few months now, and I can show you what we've been doing basically. Okay, so let's boot the game. I programmed in Java, but I'm changing to C. That's bold. That is bold, my friend. C is the language of GigaChats. It is the programming language of gladiators. Alright, so not the controller. What am I doing? I need to do the player state. Let's spawn 10 random items and see if it works. So, this is our game so far. It has taken inspiration from some wonderful titles like Don't Starve or RuneScape Classic. So this is our character. It's a 2D character in a 3D world. It took us a while to figure out how to create that and how to rig it, how to animate it, but I'm really happy how it turned out. Obviously not perfect yet, but it's pretty close. And yeah, we've been working on inventory now. It's a little bit under the chat, so let me just hide that. Hey, thank you, really appreciate that. So this is our inventory, and this is kind of like our placeholder equipment. Exactly, Johan Ekson, it's 2.5D. And we just worked on this feature that you can now equip stuff, and it goes over here, and you can press here, and it goes back into inventory. Right now, the weapon slot doesn't know empty, and we need to figure that out. All right, we're gonna wait a second while our new friend is having an ad. Let's spawn some new equipment. I think I'm gonna move this player state to the top because I want quicker access. Quicker access. All right. So now we can change in between the weapons. It's a little bit subtle. I'm thinking of taking the shader away just to see the changes. Been in any game jams? No, I haven't. It's one of those things that I haven't experienced yet. But yeah, it seems like everything's working. I am really happy how this turned out. So we have the equipment now. The equipment doesn't really do anything. So that's one of the problems I would assume or suppose. Let's see how it looks like if I take away the shader. I just want to test it out because I hated how it makes it flushed. The ad ended. Welcome back. And thank you for sticking around. How did you find here, by the way? Can I ask you that? I know it's a silly question, but it's always it always amazes me. Man, the game is getting good. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna try to take the shader away. So let's have a look here. Where's the shader? I think it's set in here. Yeah, so let's try to just remove this. Can you just delete it? Can you delete it? Remove unused properties, reset. Remove. How do I delete this? I want you out. I want you out of here. I want to get rid of this guy. I'm not seeing any, like, it's under the webcam so you can't even see, but it doesn't let me delete the shader. I got here just by searching, trying to meet something in this platform. Hey, that's cool. So you're an explorer. I respect that. I respect that. So I'm gonna move my webcam so you can see what's going on. So under here I have the shader. Does anyone have any idea, like, how do I remove this? How to remove this? Remove unused properties. That doesn't work. Reset doesn't work. Yeah, it's kind of like, what? How to Unity? How to remove shader material? In the inspector of the mesh render component, right click on the material you want to remove in the materials and click delete array element. Mesh renderer component. Mesh renderer. We have sprite renderer. Oh, there it is. There it is. So if I delete that. Okay, now I get it. So I just want to see how it looks like if I'm not using this material. So it went pink. It went very pink. I don't know if this is gonna break everything. Are you doing all right now? Did I break it? Yeah, I don't think this is good. Yeah. So it seems to be breaking stuff. Does it need a material though? Does it need some sort of material? Like I don't remember having any material for this. Huh. Well, let's see what happens if we play the game. Probably we have a invisible character. How do you remove the shader then if it's... Oh, okay, yeah, so that's definitely not it. How do you remove the shader? How does one remove the shader? All right, so we gotta reset that. We gotta reset that. Roll back. Roll back. Wow. Okay, so that didn't work. Discard changes. Okay, our character is back. All right, so I guess we're not changing that right now. So what do we want to do next? So I think one thing we could be working on before we forget is that let's start with no weapon. Let's implement the no weapon. So I'm gonna be there needs to be a no weapon. And I think the way to do that is go into the library editor. I heard remove shader. Yeah, I tried to remove the shader and it made everything pink. Yeah. So I tried to remove the shader from like under here, under material, and it just made it pink. Erron Hater says that, hey dude, I never think of it, but I got an idea that you can make your sword or knife more sharper. Interesting. Let me know what's up. And Juhan Jackson, how are you, by the way? This isn't my first project, but it is definitely like my first solo project that I really like focused on. Yeah, so Kitar, if I take this material away, I just delete it, it broke the sprite renderer. And I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to say about that. Just came home making some nakki peelers. Let's go! What kind of nakkis do you use? Does it need to be a good nakki or what kind of things are we? Atria? Yeah, so I don't know. But I think the way to disable the weapon, is there default material for that? Don't really know about the sprites though. Like that's the thing. I don't think it has any material by default. Does it? Does it have something? Let's go have a look at we have the other character model. So under here, if we bring this to the game. So if we bring this to the game, we basically have oh, they do sprites default. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's try that before we go into the next thing. So it has sprite default. I think it's just this. Alright, so let's just copy paste this, because I want to see what it looks like without the flushing. So I'm kind of sad that the shader makes everything flushed. Alright, so let's just humor ourselves and see what it looks like without the shader. So now we're not gonna get, there's not gonna be shadows. Oh, but would you look at that? It's so much more. It's so much more color. All right, let's try the different equipment now. So 10 equipables. Now, how does it look like? All right, look at this now. If we change the weapon, boom! It is so much brighter. Like like the difference is like night and day. The difference is like night and day. So now it actually makes a difference if change the robe and change the weapon and... Okay, so that's actually a bug. I don't know about the shadow. I don't know about the shadow. Maybe we could like fake it with something. Maybe we could fake it. I don't know. Maybe the shader can be tweaked. Gonna have to figure that out at some point. All right, so I don't know if we're gonna use the shader. Maybe not. Maybe there's a way to kind of like find a trick to fool that you have a shadow. I don't know. But now what do I want to do? Welcome back. So what I want to do is I want to fix it so that the weapon gets disappeared, so that we don't have a weapon at all times. So the way we do it is probably by adding a nothing sword. Or that we add... Well, I think right now the easiest way is to do a nothing sword. So let's do an empty. So there's not gonna be anything basically. Let's see how that works. So now we have empty, and it's giving kind of like an error. But I think that could be fine. So basically, inside the equip handler, where is it? Error unhater. I do hate errors myself, but that's just me. Alright, so in the weapon, we're basically gonna do so that set category name, and I think we need to do... So this should return... So if it doesn't find it, it's gonna return something else. So let's do it so that this is gonna be var return value, and it's gonna be this. And let's actually do it a little bit more differently. So this is actually gonna be empty, and then we're gonna do return value equals this. And now it doesn't work. No, because it's just return. It should be this, it should be that, and that. Value assigned is not used. Let's ask AI a little bit so we know what we're doing. In the 22nd language on the list. Now that's a good redeem. We're gonna do that in just a second, alright? How do I fix this method so that if we can't find the weapon label, we're going to return empty. Note that we want it to say empty and not string empty. This is Ryder's own AI, and I can't remember. I think it's based off Copilot, but I don't know. I can use the I can ask the AI. All right. So basically, what he's saying is that if we found that. And then we're doing just a simple check. All right, let's do that. So I think this will work. Now we should basically get the empty, and if this is basically if it's not finding the weapon ID. And yeah, I don't know if this is very relevant though. But we need similar than this, so it's gonna be change weapon back to default. And what we're basically gonna do is we're gonna do this, and the weapon string, and this is gonna be empty. All right, and this is gonna get called. Handle equipment change. Fuck. That's a problem. That is a problem. Do we have any way? Do we have any way of determining it here? We kinda need to determine over here if we are unequipping weapon or armor. I guess we can. We can send a little bit of information. So this is unequip. Well, let's do a little bit. Let's do like a super simple thing here. So we're gonna do like if item item type equals. Okay, we first need to cast it. So. Equipable equals equipable item. This should probably work. And then we're gonna do equipable item type equals equipment, and if equipable equip type equals weapon, then we're gonna do change weapon back to default. All right, that should work. That should work. I think that should work. I could be mistaken. I think this should work. So let's give it a go. So right now we by default we don't have any weapon, and if we're unequipping we should get nothing. And yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. And let's ask AI. By the way, what AI framework are you based on? Are you ChatGPT or something like that? I'm based on OpenAI's GPT-3. Yeah. So it's a little bit, it's an older OpenAI. Older version of that. Dun, 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 dun. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go now. So we should spawn without a weapon now. Yep, that's without a weapon. Huh? And let's spawn us some stuff. Make it bigger. And if we equip this, there it is. If we unequip it, no weapon. Fuck yeah. If we equip black, fuck yeah. If we equip cyan, fuck yeah. If we equip black, fuck yeah. If we unequip black, fuck yeah. Put it back. Unequip this. No weapon. Black. Blue. Black. No. No. Black. Blue. Black. What can I say? What can I say? I'm just pretty impressed. I'm just pretty impressed. I'm impressive. I am impressed. I'm impressed. Oh! Feels good. All right, let's do the Juhan Ajax zones, a little bit of a meme. So we're gonna go to translate. And 22nd language on the list, all right? So we're gonna go from here. It's like this is the first row, and then second, and I think that's the way it goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And we're gonna do Mustan kissan paksut posket. Let's go. Are you guys ready? It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. Okay, so does it have the... What is the... This language doesn't have the... Well, that sucks. Okay, let's try the next one. I can't believe it, like not all of them has this sound. Well, this is Bengali has. Okay, let's do Bengali.
কালো বিড়ালের নিটোল গাল কালো বিড়ালের নিটোল গাল
Kalo biraleer nitolla gal.
কালো বিড়ালের নিটোল গাল কালো বিড়ালের নিটোল গাল
If there's any people from Bangladesh, they're gonna be absolutely flabbergasted. They're gonna be flabbergasted, like, what the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on? Let's do it in Brazil. Is it Portuguese? Is it Portuguese? I think it's Portuguese. No, it's not Portuguese. Is it Spanish? It's PTBR. Yeah, so it's like a well, it doesn't have like any like, yeah, Portuguese Brazil, so it's kind of like it's based off Portuguese, but it's not really the same thing anymore. Well, I can't find the more, you know, like accurate one. Can't find the more accurate one for some reason. So let's try in Portuguese.
Bochechas rechonchudas de gato preto. Bochechas rechonchudas de gato preto.
Bochechas rechonchudas de gato preto.
Bochechas rechonchudas de gato preto.
That is a tongue twister. That is a tongue twister. Bochechas rechonchudas de gato preto. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think so. Brazilian language. So Portuguese is the national language. But let's see here. 99.5% is Portuguese. It will be in the clips. Let's see here. There's a lot of minority languages. I want to learn about the Brazilian Portuguese. Like this is it's a different. It's kind of like a different language now. Much like, you know, we have different versions of English. So it is different, but it's based on Portuguese. Official language in Brazil and primary language used in most of school media. It is also used for all business and administrative purposes. Brazilian Portuguese has had its own development influenced by other European languages such as Italian and German in the south and southeast, and several indigenous languages all across the country. For this reason, Brazilian Portuguese differs noticeably from European Portuguese and other dialects of Portuguese-speaking countries. Even though they are all mutually intelligible, such differences occur in phonetics and lexicon and have been compared to the difference between British English and American English. Yeah. Yeah, so it has evolved into a kind of like its own thing. But Error and Hater, now you can probably tell us how well do you understand. So if we're gonna get random Portuguese sentences. So if you read these, are you gonna like understand? So let's take a little bit of a more complex. So these are the regular ones. I'd like a beer. Costaria de uma cerveja. So is it the same in Brazilian Portuguese? Is this the same? Like yeah, like it's most likely gonna be like 95% the same, but you might pronounce things differently. Yeah, these were a little bit too simple. I know that in Brazil version the C has a little of a thing here. Portuguese text for beginners. You can actually see the Brazilian flag in here. Portuguese. Random Portuguese phrases to say to my Brazilian girlfriend. Hola Marilene, a noite, tain havinho es muito sexo. That's probably something that you're very sexy. Nem veranda. O caratamiento de bebado. In the regional Brazil, we say Costaria Duma Cerveja. Yeah. So there's some differences, but it's not huge. Okay. So I can't believe we just fixed the weapons. Like the weapons work perfectly now. I can switch between having an armor and not having an armor. That is huge. Now, I don't know what to do about the shader. I think we're going to disable it for now. I think we're going to disable the shader for now. Because I'm going to make a separate push out of it. So we're going to take these and weapon sprite library asset. Yeah, I wonder if I need to do something else. So I took away the shader. Well, let's include that. I think that makes sense. All right, so took away the shadow shader from player character so that the set colors aren't as flushed out. Yeah, that's basically it. It's like a shortcut. Okay, what the hell's going on? Well, I suppose that's fine. Alright. And then let's do a little bit of a... So, having no weapon is now an option. Having no weapon is now an option. Alright. I think we can do one more thing for today. We've been on fire. We've been doing a lot of good stuff. And the one thing that I think we can do fairly quickly is go into our combat manager, which apparently was open already. And here where we handle the fight, we are gonna do it a little bit. We're gonna do it a little bit more sophisticatedly. So here we're basically taking the equipped items, and we are basically checking what we have. And for what? So basically it should already work. Hey, thank you so much, Erroran Hater, for dropping a follow. You are one of the firsts, if not the first Brazilian friend we have. Big greetings and nice to meet you. Wasted all the money. Azure pipeline is still bugged. No. All right. I have a feeling this might already work. Let's actually do a little bit of let's do some counting. So I'm gonna do that. And let's see if we can fight. I think we might be able to fight. Okay, so we had game on, so that's... let's add a couple of bots. And I wonder if... let's change this to the old bot. It might work a little bit more smoothly. And let's try it out, alright? Let's try it out. So, we have a couple of bots now. Yeah, they are rendered poorly, but if we go into a fight, let's actually take a look. Let's take a look. I'm actually gonna do a new layout. Hey, welcome back. So let's try out. I want to do a scene where I have console and like a big game scene. And all of the rest are kind of like small. Something like this. Let's save this as game plus debug console. All right, so let's reset this and see where we're at. So player stats 1111, so that's correct. That's correct. Okay, we died. Now let's reset this real quick. Spawn some stuff. Let's spawn some stuff. And let's give it this a go. Wait, what's going on? Wait, what happened? Okay, I'm just making my equipment disappear. What the fuck happened? What did I change? What did I change? What the... Wait, what? What? Okay, I'm confused. Wasn't it just literally working? Wasn't it just working? I didn't change anything. The character hides secrets. Yeah, it's definitely hiding some secrets. So what happened? So we have a character, yeah. And we can make stuff spawn, yes. Okay, now it goes again. I guess there was just some... I don't know. I don't freaking know. Alright, so let's try this again. Okay, so we have 11 now. 11, 11, 2. Alright. Yeah, we can't press anything. That's correct. We are hitting harder. Awesome. Now if we change, it does let us change. What are the stats now? 51-11. Holy shit, we are destroying. Let's go, guys. Attack. 8. 3. I destroyed. 4, 5, 6. Nice. That's fun. That's actually really fun. Awesome. Okay, so there's obviously the walk makes me smile every time. Yay! I'm actually really happy how it feels. There's a whole bunch of improvements happening. You can now wear items. Let's see if I wear my black robe. Have I actually changed the stats of the black robe? So I think we were like 51 and 11 or something. Let's see what happens if I have my black robe. 12! Yeah, we got 14 defense now. The mobs are not gonna be able to hit me. He just hit me for 2. Ah, that's so much fun. Let's go! I'm freaking stoked. I don't think anyone else is gonna be as happy as I am playing this game. 7. 11. This game is fire. This game is so much fire. Boom. Boom. Oh man. Oh, it feels good to do some combat. Okay, so we gotta fix this. I don't know yet how we're gonna fix it, but sometimes the animation is going to the other way. So the NPCs needs a little bit of love. Damn, it's so much fun. So much fun to just farm these mobs. I think this game is gonna be fire. 10. Boom. Like it already feels like a game. Already feels like a game here. Yeah, baby. Very happy with that. So basically, we didn't even need to do any changes here. The combat manager is actually taking a look at all of the stats. I'm gonna reset this, and there's nothing really changing here either. So our combat is working. There's some there's some little things. There's a lot of little things that are off, but yeah, I really like it. How are the chaos deniers? In shambles, you say? All right. Hey guys, if there's any new viewers, please drop a follow. It doesn't cost a dime. It's gonna help me. We have a YouTube channel as well where we stream. Veetsa Beast on itse asiassa käynyt sanomassa jotakin. Morjesta, mitä kuuluu Veetsa Beast sinne YouTuben puolelle. We have a YouTube channel. We're live there, and we have a video that I released roughly a month ago. So if you guys want to go see the video, I highly recommend. We're gonna do a new video about the progress. Probably early next month, I would say, or maybe late this year. It's probably gonna go to the next January to be fair. To be fair, but I am super excited. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking out the latest video. This one, not this one. It's actually this one, and it's gonna tell you the progress so far. And now you can see in the live stream where we have basically gotten in this month, and I'm really happy where we are right now. Really happy how we've progressed. But I'm gonna call the stream here. We're gonna continue tomorrow early on, so it's gonna be Thursday. We're gonna be early, 10:11 a.m. Finnish time. So what is 10 a.m. Finnish time into Brazil time. So yeah, we're gonna start at 5 a.m. Brazil time. So, Errorrun hater, if you're having some insomnia, if you're having trouble falling asleep, or you've for some reason wake up like a hustler at 5 a.m., I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. So what is the Brazil time right now? 10 a.m. So it's early morning. It's early morning. Hey, catch you there. Catch you then. It was nice to meet you. If you wanna join our Discord, we have a growing developer community. And Java, I don't know if it's you, but welcome. Nice to meet you. Let's raid someone. I'm gonna call it here. I'm making a pixel art of your game. Let's go. I would love that. I would absolutely love to see how you do. So we have a couple of fellow game devs there, but let's see if we can find someone our own size. Very fast, not dedicated, but it's getting cool. Awesome. So let's see if we can find someone of our own size. So apparently we are... where are we? Do we have any viewers? Where are we? Why can't I see my... Oh, there we are, 20 viewers. Okay. So let's see here. Someone is coding iOS. Someone is coding in Rust. It's kind of hardcore. Beaks is there. This guy is making games. Moon is... They're using a Unity, so let's go say hi to Moonies. We're gonna go say hi to Moonies, guys. Let's go say hi and let's say where are they from? Do they tell? I don't know. Hey, but I'll catch you tomorrow. Great progress today, as always. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.